What's up, everybody? This is Kenny Cummins here of Chilling with Kenny C right here on TMVcafe.com, bringing you entertainment to your ears. Joining me at this time is a recording artist coming to you from Missouri. He is a country singer, songwriter. Be on the lookout on his upcoming music, including his recent single came out this past November called Out of the Blue. Is Robert Bacon. He's with me right now. How's it going, man?
Good. How are you, sir?
Good, man. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having us.
So I see you got your Thrive label group background there. That's pretty cool.
Yep, we decided to do it at the label here.
All right, so let's start with that Thrive label group. Talk about how that came to be.
I mean, it's pretty cool how it all came about. I mean, I ran into some really cool guys who wanted to help me with my career, and so they decided to help me out with it, and so it's going really well. And that's really been the secret of the success with the single is the label really pushing it hard and helping me out to do better.
Well said, man. Anytime you have a group of people that's willing to help an artist like yourself, um, put your music out there, spread the word about it. That's definitely a plus. Anybody that's been an independent artist.
I mean, it really takes a good
It's,
team behind you to make it happen. And, you know, the people at Thrive Label Group have really been working hard to push not only me, but other artists on the label, which has really been a blessing to help the label continue to move forward.
yeah, absolutely, man. So, so we're in 2024. We're in early April. So with that being said, what you got in the works now that we now in the spring already? What you have on the horizon right
But we're just working hard on continuing to push Out of the Blue, working on live performances and working on some new stuff that we're trying to get out this year. New
now?
single, more new songs. Just continuing to build the catalog.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So so continue to spread the word on
Yeah.
Out of the Blue.
Well, they do a
Uh,
lot of, I mean, they do a lot of like things that they sponsor at the label, which helps the artist to get the stuff out there. And a lot of the people that they work with promotions helps the single do well. And I think that's been the success of Out of the Blue is what the label's done. So
so let's talk of Out of the Blue, which is the latest single from you. Talk about how did that song came together?
that
What was it
song
like?
was actually wrote back in 2004, and we kind of released it softly on a smaller project, but it didn't really do so well. So we decided to go back and pull some of the older stuff, and we didn't even really think that was going to hit as hard as it did. But what happened with that was a lot of the radio stations were hearing that, and they're really trying to get back to the 80s 90s country, and the way we did that is just, I mean, and plus that title, Out of the Blue. I mean, out of the blue, here we are, you know, talking out of the blue. We get all these great people at the label. I mean, out of the blue, life gets better. And I think a lot of people can relate to that single and relate to that title, because out of the blue is like something like you just hear all the time. And people don't really realize that they're saying it, they just do. And I
So
think
that
that's what helps
yeah.
the song to do so well.
So definitely from what I've heard in this song, you definitely represent the 80s, that 90s country music.
And that's
Uh
what Nashville really is getting back to,
yeah.
starting to anyway.
Yeah.
A lot of
So
people want to hear that. A lot of the stations want to hear that. They want to
yeah,
hear, you know, and plus the song title has a lot to do with it too. People can relate to that.
pretty much, man. So I'm Joy Robert Bacon, recording artist out of Missouri, latest single Out of the Blue. making good ground with the radio stations and airplay. Continue to support the single. As Robert pointed out, he has new music on the way, especially in time for the summer. Weather's starting to get a lot more decent now here, and so yeah, man, continue to support the Out of the Blue, and so going back to the '80s and '90s country, who are some of your favorite country artists growing up? The ones that inspired you to get into this music.
Man, I tell you what, George Strait is a great one. Alan Jackson's a great one. I mean, there's just so many. I mean, there's just so many from that era, you know, that are just great. I can't even name them all. There's so many. But
So
George Strait was a big one for me.
oh yeah, George Strait, legendary artist
Yeah.
right there. Household name.
Yes,
That's definitely someone that you could put in the Mount Rushmore as far as country artists.
for sure.
And his resume, it speaks volumes,
Yeah,
man.
that's
His catalog, is wide up there with the best. So
yeah,
and the fact that his music still gets heard to this day,
yeah.
that just shows his longevity. That just shows that not
And that's
only
really
that,
what it's all about is the longevity of your career, not necessarily, you know, being number one, but just being consistent.
yeah,
And most of those guys are consistent all the time.
yes, absolutely, man. So Thrive Label Group is the label. Check out the label, check out the artist that's also on there. That's they got so much talent on there. So be on the lookout for the label and see what they have on the horizon next for sure. It's got a cool black guitar in the back there, got the microphone. So it looks like you are in the studio or in the office for Thrive
Yeah, it's
Label
our
Group.
offices, but this area we kind of treat as a studio as well. We can
Yeah.
do live, you know, practices or performances if we want here.
Okay, for sure, for sure. So, Robert, man, I'm excited for you. I'm excited to see what you have on the horizon, with your upcoming music, and while you continue to push, out of the blue, um, an artist, a man of your stature, a man of your passion and your dedication to this music scene. You definitely make a ground with everything you've been able to do up to this point. So, with that being said, uh, there are artists, independent artists, I definitely would say, that's getting into it. They just trying to figure out where to go, what the next step's
There's a
going to
lot of
be.
there's a lot of
So, what's your advice to the fellow independent artists that's just trying to take their career to where they want to go? What's your advice as far as where do they go from here? What can they do to take their career to that next level?
so for me, they say Nashville's a 10-year town. Well, it wasn't a 10-year town for me because I had to have the right people behind me. And, there's a lot of great people in this town, but if you don't get the right people behind you and in your corner helping you, coaching you in the right direction, it's hard. It's really hard. And I would say that tenacity is a lot of it. Just keep pushing hard to make things happen. But again, you have to have the right people around you to do it. And it took me a long time to get to this point, and it wasn't easy and it didn't happen overnight.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially you being in Nashville.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
there's so many people here that are just so much better that probably will never see anything because you just have to have the right people.
yeah.
That's really what it is. There's no I in team. You have to have a good team, and thank God we do.
Yeah, so definitely the T and TLG it stands for thrive.
Yes,
That's definitely a trait that you have to have. You gotta have that thrive into getting where you want to be.
for sure.
You're gonna go through hurdles. You're gonna go through people saying no. You're gonna go through some adversity. You know, it's not just music, it's a life thing. So, and as you pointed out, just being around the right people,
Yeah.
that's
And that
that's
doesn't necessarily happen overnight either. You're
yeah,
gonna go through people till you get the right people.
yeah. It's pretty much like you put together a TV show or movie, and then you have a cast. You'll have some good-minded people, high maintenance people, low maintenance people. But what it boils down to is that everyone has to be on the same page.
Yeah,
Everybody has to have that same goal in order to have a successful outcome. In music, like it's a collective thing, you know, songwriting, studio time,
yeah.
mix,
It's a lot. It's a
mastering.
lot of work, and it's
Yeah,
not easy. It takes a long time.
yeah. So,
Even for one song, even for one song, it takes a while.
oh yeah, for sure. So, just having that camaraderie of people that really wants you to succeed. So that's just you don't need no yes man. You
We
need
definitely don't
people.
have that.
So,
For sure. We had
so
it, we don't now, and I think that's why we are starting to be really successful, because we don't have yes people.
absolutely. So very happy to be joined with Robert Bacon here. Check out the single Out of the Blue, available on all streaming platforms. Check him out on his social media sites as well. He'll keep you updated on what he has in store next. He'll keep you uh, up to date with new music and upcoming shows. This is now that we got through that cold weather,
Yeah.
things are really gonna start picking up. So he's got a lot in store. He's got a lot coming up, man. So Robert, man, thank you so much
Thanks for
for
having us, and
yeah.
definitely reach out to Carissa or the label if you need anything else from us.
All right, absolutely, man. So thank you for your time and continued success. I look forward to the new music you have coming up and enjoy your day. Enjoy the rest of your week, man. Thanks for your time.
Thank you so much.
All right, y'all have a good
Have a
night.
good day.
All right,
Uh-huh.
all right.